The rhetoric on the left reaches a ridiculous new low. Actor Johnny Depp becoming the latest in a string of celebs to threaten violence, yes, violence, against the president.
It's just a question. I'm not insinuating anything. By the way, this is going to be in the press. It'll be horrible. But I like that you're all a part of it. When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? I want to clarify, I'm not an actor. I lie for a living. However, it's been a while. And maybe it's time.
And of course, those remarks coming just days after the shooting of Congressman Steve Scalise and several others in what's now being called a politically motivated attack. Demp has since apologized for his comments.
Joining us now with her take, the conservative millennial, Allie Beth Stuckey. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And I keep getting drawn to this. He is a Disney actor. He plays Captain Jack Sparrow in one of the biggest Disney franchises. Disney has a tendency to not like controversy, like, you know, calling for the assassination of the president.
Yes, and ironically, his career is sinking faster than the Black Pearl. And
well
I guess,
done.
I guess this is why he's saying these things, to maybe get some sort of press attention. He set this up very intentionally. This wasn't something that just kind of slipped out. He was referencing John Wilkes Booth. Things didn't work out very well for him, but I think he forgot that part of history and glorified the idea of assassinating a president. And we, I think, could write this off as irrelevant. He's kind of a pothead hack at this point, that we could probably dismiss his opinions. However, millions of people listened to him. You heard the crowds yelling, cheering, and laughing, and that's what worries me about this kind of rhetoric. It would be one thing if it was just a one-off situation, but we keep seeing these instances by people who have a lot of influence.
You're right. You follow up with Kathy Griffin and holding the president's head like an ISIS picture or video.
But look what happened to her. I mean, she's been fired from numerous jobs.
Like,
You would think that he would see that if you were a normal, smart person.
But is it normalizing
and say,
this ridiculous stuff, though?
It's normalizing it. It's making it in the mainstream, and it's making it easier for other people to joke about it, to laugh about it, and then to take the next step to actually do something about it, unfortunately, like we saw with Scalise.
All right, well, speaking of hateful, horrible language, a Nebraska Democratic leader saying some pretty horrible, horrific things about Steve Scalise. Take a listen to this.
His whole job is like to get people, convince Republicans to kick people off healthcare.
We know all of this.
I hate this. I'm glad he got shot.
We've laid in
I'm glad he got shot.
Dude,
I'm not going to say that in public.
You don't have well, then what are you saying it to us for? Say something. Say something.
What are you telling us for? I wish he was dead.
That's Phil Montag, since been fired, but this is not some kook yelling on the street. This is an elected official.
This is a leader, and so this is the kind of influence that the Democratic Party and liberals in general are getting. We like to write the Democrats off, or the crazy Democrats off, as Antifa or crazy liberals or far left, alt left, but this is mainstream. This is a Democratic leader saying things like people are going to die and Republicans are killing people. We just heard Hillary Clinton say this is the death party, and you wonder why people are going to such extreme lengths to try to disparage President Trump, to joke about assassinating him and killing the GOP. It's because of this kind of rhetoric, people are taking it seriously.
And Sean Hannity was talking about this yesterday, basically saying, okay, in the beginning it's like, I don't like this guy, he's not my president. Now they're openly advocating for the death of the man, and it's not a joke.
Right. And people like to compare this to the Tea Party, or the left likes to compare this to the Tea Party. It's not the same. The Tea Party actually was concerned about policy. I'm not hearing any kind of policy conversations anymore. I'm not even hearing personality conversations like you said. This is making Trump synonymous with death and destruction. And so they are citing themselves on the side of vigilantes and on the right side of history. They'll take any means possible to try to oust him.
Yeah, and we are all worse off because of it. Allie Stuckey, good to see you this morning.
Thank you so
much. Good to see you in person.
Yes,
Love
thank y'all for having me.